YouTube says it has had enough of vaccine misinformation on its site.
And false stories from phony sites to run circles around major news outlets.
Many people don't know the difference between something real and something created to deceive them.
Open your eyes.
If you've ever had this feeling that something was terribly wrong with the world that we live in, but you couldn't figure out just what it was, then you've come to the right place. Secret societies, mystery religions, and the Illuminati have been controlling our reality since the beginning of time. But not anymore, because there is an awakening happening, and you are about to become a part of it. Wake up, because this is a call for an uprising.
This is a call for an uprising. Welcome to today's show. This is a really important video because there are tons of signs and symbols that Elon Musk and Donald Trump are revealing to their followers, and they don't even realize what they're actually seeing because they don't expect them to decode some of the stuff that they're showing, especially when it comes to Elon Musk, because we're supposed to believe that he's quirky, he's strange, he says random things based on the fact that we're told that he has Asperger's, that he's got autism spectrum disorder. So people think that the things that he does, he's just, doing random things and there's nothing behind it really, even though he's supposedly the smartest man alive who is preparing brain chips to go inside of humans. He's supposedly breaking through the firmament and taking us to Mars. So it's kind of an odd line that we walk with Elon Musk, right? We're told he's the smartest man alive and he does all these things that are just unfathomable. But when he shows us these things and signs and symbols, we're supposed to believe he's just silly and he's goofy. But that couldn't be further from the truth. This is exactly how they operate. And he posted this video a few days ago and he wrote Dark Maga Assemble. And this video I'm going to play for you because it's filled with jump cuts. You may remember my videos from the Sphere on YouTube and jump cuts. When you slow these things down, you can see what they're actually trying to show you and reveal to you. YouTube is using jump cuts with things like 666 and the Antichrist right in front of their audience, but it's flashing so fast that these people didn't even realize that they were being programmed subliminally with jump cuts. And that's exactly what's going on with this post that Elon Musk strategically made called Dark Maga Assemble. The majority of people who saw it saw some of the imagery in it, but it was going so fast that they couldn't really decipher what was in it. But I will decipher it for you, and I'm going to play it for you now. I'm going to slow the frames down so that you can see it at a slower rate so you don't miss some of the imagery that is put in there. And what you're going to see is Elon Musk depicting the book of Revelation. He's depicting the Battle of Armageddon. You'll see a lot of things from the book of Revelation. You'll see things like Satan assembling his army. But what you need to realize is that who is he showing as Satan's army? He's depicting himself and Donald Trump as a part of Satan's army, but he's using sorcery on the audience, just like Donald Trump and Elon Musk have been doing, as we've seen Christians fall for this deception. Christians are turning to these wicked, evil people because they're getting their ears tickled, and they think that these people are going to save them from the nightmare that they're deliberately making here in America. These Christians are being lured in by these deceivers. So in this video I'm about to play for you now, look at the themes of the book of Revelation and the sixth seal, because that's what they're showing you. And they're showing you Donald Trump not being of light, but of being dark MAGA. MAGA, again, the term MAGA comes directly from the Church of Satan. MAGA, Magus, fifth degree, high-ranking warlocks and witches. And what you're seeing is spell casting being done on our fellow brothers and sisters in Christ. Take a look at this video. Pay attention to the imagery more so than the words or the music behind it. They are sending a message clearly in this video.
He calls it Dark Maga.
As you can see, I'm not just MAGA, I'm Dark MAGA.
My sole and exclusive mission is to go to war for our country, to go to war for you. It's time to deliver a victory for the American people. We don't win anymore, but we are
So one of the common themes you see in that is the eclipse, right? You see the blackening of the sun in the book of Revelation chapter 6, verse 12. I looked when he opened the sixth seal, and behold, there was a great earthquake, and the sun became black as sackcloth of hair, and the moon became like blood. Strategically, they put that right behind Trump Vance, Make America Great Again. These things are not there at random. Then they show you a clock ticking and the eclipse, the black sun covering the clock, telling us that the day and the hour are near. And the main theme of the video, you saw people assembling for battle. We saw people running with swords, with horses, riding on horses with demonically possessed eyes. We even saw the rising of the dead. This is referencing Revelation chapter 19, verse 19. And I saw the beast and the kings of the earth and their armies gathered together to make war against him that sat on the horse and against his army. In Revelation chapter 20, verses 9 through 11. And Satan's army marched across the earth and gathered around the camp of God's people and the city God loves. But fire came down from heaven and burned them up, and Satan, who tricked them, was thrown into the lake of burning sulfur with the beast and the false prophet. There they will be punished day and night forever and ever. And very clearly in verse 10, it says, and Satan, who tricked them. And you would think with all the verses in the Bible about being tricked by Satan, Satan being the father of lies and great deceptions that are spoken of in the Bible, that Christians would be on guard to not be deceived. And it'd be very easy to see how easily Christians are being deceived right now, because they're playing into all of the politics out there, all of the worldly things, because they want their worldly treasures. They want the things that the communist Democrats are taking away, and they want them back. And they're turning to man and not turning to Christ. And they are not heeding God's warning. So after that, after seeing tons of pictures and imagery of an eclipse, we see Trump walking through flames. Now, of course, it depends on how you depict this stuff, right? I'm sure Christians will look at this because of how they're portraying Donald Trump in the 501c3 churches as a savior, and they'll say that he's going into the depths of hell to battle Satan himself. But really, if you pay attention, you could see that they're showing that Trump and Musk are using sorcery on the people out there. They even show you sorcery throughout the video. And as they show you wizards doing sorcery through anime, they show you the sorcery itself that we just saw, which was Donald Trump's fake simulated assassination attempt, which of course has been a spell that's been cast upon Christians, because ever since then, we have seen the hypnosis go to levels that we didn't think it was possible, right? All of a sudden, since then, Donald Trump has really aligned himself with God, using things like divine intervention to deceive Christians, using things like if it wasn't for God, he wouldn't be here today, and God saved him to save America. And this basic propaganda 101 that Christians are falling for. We even saw, of course, Elon Musk surrounded by sorcery, flames, power, images that we would look at as witchcraft, right? These are things that he will tell you, well, he's showing superpowers. But if you actually understand what's going on and why they've made superhero movies and superpowers so normal, it is to ease you and transition you into accepting witchcraft and sorcery. Because all the superheroes are using witchcraft and sorcery. They're just not telling you yet. People out there easily deceive. Oh, he's flying. Oh, he uses magical powers that fly out of his hand. All images that should invoke in their mind images of witchcraft and sorcery that really we've been shown since we were young. If you've been obviously indoctrinated with Disney and television, they're constantly showing us witchcraft and sorcery. Just most of these Christians don't believe it's actually real, right? So then throughout the video, okay, they specifically show you angels. And of course, Christians are going to think they're talking about Archangel Michael. They're talking about, oh, the angels, the good angels. They're not referencing them. They're referencing the fallen ones and the fallen angels. Watch some of this stuff I'm about to show you. It's utterly insane what they're revealing to us. They show us what looks like an angel on a mountaintop, and you see an explosion and you see lightning, right? This is referencing Luke chapter 10, verse 18. I saw Satan fall like lightning from heaven. This is why you always see lightning used in music specifically. Bands like AC/DC, bands like Kiss, Marilyn Manson, David Bowie. The lightning bolt represents Lucifer and his fall. I saw Satan fall like lightning from heaven. They literally show you this, and they show you the fallen ones, right? Now, keep in mind, throughout this video, they constantly show Trump with these dark eyes, right? These demonically possessed eyes that we're supposed to look at and dismiss and say, oh, it's just artistic. Oh, it's just funny. Just like, when they did it with Biden, with Dark Brandon, Christians out there were upset. They were saying, oh man, they're showing him he's evil, he's satanic, Dark Brandon, right? Now Trump being depicted this way, oh well, they were just mocking them back, right? That's not what they're revealing here. Look at this. There is a common theme of Atlantis in this entire video, multiple times. You might not have noticed it because if you watch it in real time, not the speed that I showed you it, which was slower frame rates, you'll see some of the stuff they put on the screen like this. Descendants of the became destructive. Atlantis. The Atlantis stone. That's two references to Atlantis. And this image that shows you clearly a wolf, depicting a wolf in sheep's clothing. And thanks to the people over on the website who helped me figure out what the words were that were being depicted with the wolf in sheep's clothing, Cellavision, somebody on the website, along with everybody over there who tried, I want to thank them, pointed this out because I couldn't decipher what it said. And it says soaring or brass, and the third circle, which with the red light of Orichalcum, which is associated with Atlantis. So there's three references to Atlantis, specifically saying the descendants of Atlantis, right? Descendants of the blank became destructive Atlantis. If you're not familiar, it is believed that the descendants, the kings of Atlantis, were in fact the Nephilim. Many believe that the Nephilim were the ones referred to in ancient Greek mythology as Atlantis. For those of you that don't know about the Nephilim mentioned in the book of Genesis, chapter 6, verse 4, the Nephilim were on the earth in those days and also afterward, when the sons of God went into the daughters of humans who bore children to them. These were the heroes that were of old, warriors of renown. Keep in mind, in those days and also afterward, in Numbers chapter 13, verses 32 through 33, and they spread among the Israelites a bad report about the land that they had explored. They said, the land we explored devours those living in it. All the people we saw there are of great size. We saw the Nephilim there, the descendants of Enoch, come from the Nephilim. We seemed like grasshoppers in our own eyes, and we looked the same to them. Again, many believe that the reference to Atlantis that we always hear about from Greek mythology and Atlantis is really the Nephilim and the fallen angels. They're referencing Atlantis with Donald Trump. In fact, saying descendants of Atlantis. That's specifically what's being said in that video. Now, as it continues on, you'll see some of the basic imagery that you would hope most Christians or most people with common sense would look at and say, well, why are they showing me that? But they don't, right? We see the all-seeing eye how many times in the video? Over and over, just zooming in on the eye, right? And isn't it interesting that we zoom in on the eye and we see a monarch butterfly in the background. Then we see monarch butterflies flying all over, showing you MK Ultra at its finest being done on the conservative Christians, right? In fact, they even show you a clip here where you could see on the screen it says in a trance. Sound like MK Ultra? Sound like monarch programming? Baron Trump's eyes, some believe to be possibly the Antichrist, under demonic possession. And then on the screen it says the Green Man. And for those of you that don't know, the Green Man is a symbol of rebirth, which is a common theme in the New World Order and the Illuminati. A rebirth. They are referencing a transformation, a rebirth of the human race, even showing you Da Vinci's depiction of the Vitruvian Man, but showing what looks like some type of fallen one, some type of fallen demon. That doesn't look like a man, but that's the depiction of Da Vinci's famous drawing, which was called the Vitruvian Man, which depicts the ideal proportions of the human body, referencing transhumanism. And of course, from there, they even show us up in the heavens, the cloud, the finger pointing, making reference to what? Making reference to that other famous painting that most people have seen before but probably don't realize what it is, which is the depiction of Adam, the creation of Adam in Michelangelo's famous painting where they show his finger pointing out. Some have seen newer adaptations of that painting where they show AI or a robotic hand, a demonic hand, and the hand of a man touching one another. That's the modern depiction of Michelangelo. Many believe the rebirth that they are actually referencing. So as the video goes along, you'll even see lots of signs for the coming of World War III, right? You'll see a lot of pillars, Masonic pillars around Donald Trump with fighter jets flying and waging war through the sky. And then there's this other theme throughout the video that you may have noticed of the Statue of Liberty. We even see the Statue of Liberty coming through the eclipse, the blackened sun. They show us this image over and over and over again, and it's not because they're depicting America here. Now, if you don't know the origins of the Statue of Liberty and who brought it to America, look no further than the Freemasons, who, of course, Elon Musk and Donald Trump are pretty much out in the open about being members of. You could see it through their handshakes. You could see it through some of the videos I've exposed of Donald Trump being a Mason, but they're obviously way higher up than just being basic Freemasons. They're in lots of different sects of secret societies, and their role is very, very necessary in the coming age of the New World Order. Now, many believe that the Statue of Liberty is depicted from Apollo. Some don't. Some actually think it's depicted from ISIS. But if you look at it from the depiction of Apollo, there's a lot of things that line up with Donald Trump and Apollo. What do you think the whole theme of Donald Trump being orange is? The orange man that they call Donald Trump. Yes, orange equals 33 in basic numerology. But if you haven't noticed, Donald Trump seems pretty self-aware out in the open. You'd think he'd be self-aware about how he continually makes himself look like a golden statue. This is all done by design. Most people think that he's just not self-aware, that he's putting on too much bronzer every time he goes out in public. I mean, the picture of him recently dressed up as the garbage man, he couldn't be more gold. Inside, of course, of his apartment building, which is made of pure gold, we even have him with the Apollo leading his chariot by Aurora picture, and a lot of references to Apollo in his architecture inside of Trump Towers. Now, many believe that Trump himself is believed to be Apollo reincarnate, the son of Zeus, and the depiction of him being orange is really a depiction of him being gold. Now, as the video goes along, you may have noticed that there was actually an image of Jim Carrey in this video. And the image of Jim Carrey was from the film The Truman Show. Now, many of you have probably seen some of my videos which are on the website about Jim Carrey and his connection to being the satanic high priest in California. Jim Carrey is as demonic and satanic as they come. But they're referencing here The Truman Show, which is not by coincidence. It is deliberately in there for multiple reasons, right? They show the sailboat in The Truman Show, right? But what is the plot of The Truman Show? Let's do that first. The plot of The Truman Show is his life is part of a massive TV set. Truman is living in a scripted reality. The same thing that we all always talk about, right? I always talk about it on this channel. Most of you understand a simulated reality. The news being this created reality that people watch and think is real. Thus, they blur your lines of what is real and what is not. The news is manufactured. It is scripted. All this stuff with Donald Trump, like his assassination attempt, is scripted. They're showing you this right to your face. They're literally showing you Jim Carrey in The Truman Show because you're living in The Truman Show. You're living in a simulated reality just like Truman. And on top of that, if you don't know about The Truman Show, when he's sailing away, they show you the sailboat. Truman ends up going to the edges of the earth. But what ends up happening? He reaches a wall, right? He reaches a wall and there's a dome above him because he's living under a firmament, which is mentioned in the Bible. And of course, why are they also showing you that? Well, they're showing you that while they're showing you Elon Musk flying off rocket ships and Donald Trump, who is responsible for creating the U.S. Space Force. I mean, we were told we went to the moon once, right? And we've never been back because we threw away how to actually get there, right? We threw away the time. We can't figure it out from 60 years ago or however long it's been now that they claim that we went to the moon while they release movies like Fly Me to the Moon, where they show you how the entire thing was done in front of a green screen, how the entire thing was done in a Hollywood studio, right? But Trump comes out with Space Force. They show you all this stuff with Elon Musk trying to get to Mars, trying to get to space, all of this CGI stuff with him landing and catching spacecrafts that he's sending out, right? Nobody talks about how these things don't go straight up in the air, how they veer off and land in the Bermuda Triangle because they can't penetrate the actual firmament, and that space itself is not real. So of course they're showing you the Truman Show, which ends when Truman escapes, when he gets to the edge of the wall, and then they cut to all these clips of spacecraft. I recently just did a video showing you Donald Trump getting the Christian conservative audience prepared out there for the alien deception, which if you thought that most people weren't going to fall for Project Bluebeam, because I understand how most people go, there's no way anyone's falling for that. In the 90s, if you told me that, I'd say no way. In the 2000s, if you told me that, I said no way. When I was covering this in 2016, I still said, I don't see how people are going to fall for it. Guess what? Now I see how people are going to fall for it. Because if the Pope and Donald Trump tell these brainwashed Christians that it's a sign from God in the sky, they will believe it. They will be easily deceived because they're deceived by this. They're deceived by fake simulated assassination attempts that couldn't be more staged, right? So they're literally showing you the Truman Show, telling you, like, you think it was randomly there? Do you think Elon Musk randomly posted this? He uploaded it. This wasn't a repost of somebody else's video. Maybe he took it from somebody else. Maybe somebody he knows edited it. I don't expect him to have been the one that edited it, but he put it out there and he told everybody, Dark Maga, assemble. And all the imagery throughout the video, most people out there don't realize they're getting jump cutted. They're getting subliminal messaging. They have no idea. They're just listening to the music and all the great quotes that tickle their ears from Donald Trump. And they're saying to themselves, yes, make America great again, while they're telling you it's all fabricated in your mind. They couldn't show you enough all-seeing eyes. They couldn't show you enough pyramids. In fact, they even go as far to show you a ninja or some anime character, of course, wearing black and white Masonic checkerboard, right? They show you one shot, one kill. Some of this stuff from the assassination, right? Trying to work the audience and, oh yeah, they went after Donald Trump. One shot, one kill, and he's still here. He's still standing while they're telling you that you're literally living in the Truman Show. So what you saw in that video is obviously not done at random. Nothing is done at random. They are showing you the sixth seal being opened. They are showing you the depiction of Satan's army and the Battle of Armageddon. Okay? We saw, the dead rise. We saw Trump in hell. But they'll depict that and say, well, he's going through hell. But they show you all this sorcery, right? Hands showing you satanic sigils as fire comes out of the hands. This is all stuff that you would depict if you had common sense. You'd say that's witchcraft and sorcery. But in this day and age, the spell casting is so thick that most people out there can't pay attention to it. They show you the fallen angels. They keep referencing the fallen angels. They show you lightning from the sky and an angel. Most out there should be able to see that and say, wow, they're depicting Satan's fall like lightning from heaven. Luke chapter 10, verse 18. As they show Donald Trump with demonic eyes and reference what? Atlantis. They didn't reference Atlantis once. They didn't reference it twice. They referenced Atlantis 3 times. What are people out there thinking when it says the descendants of the became destructive Atlantis, or the Atlantis stone, or in fact, the quote directly about Atlantis, the third circle, which with the red light of auriculum, soaring of brass. And then it mentions in there, as it was shared on the website, mentioning Plato wrote that the metal, second only in value to gold, was mined in the mythical island that was used to cover Poseidon's temple, interior walls, columns, and floors. And for anyone out there, when it comes to Atlantis and these things that they see underground, most people believe that Atlantis itself is actually from the descendants of the Nephilim. And the reason that it's underwater is that God flooded the earth, right? God flooded the earth, but what did God tell us in Genesis? God says the Nephilim were on the earth in those days, in the days of Noah, and also afterward. Well, we're in the afterward, right? I mean, they literally show you monarch butterflies coming out of eyeballs, showing you the words "in a trance" in front of Barron Trump and Donald Trump and his wife, referencing the green man, the symbol of rebirth, showing you that the man is depicted as a fallen one. The man is depicted as some type of demonic entity, a mixture of man and demon, aka man and machine, man and artificial intelligence. The same thing that Elon Musk currently has his hand in, right? Who's trying to get people to purchase robots to bring into their homes? Who's trying to get Neuralink chips implanted in people's minds? It's Elon Musk, ladies and gentlemen, not to mention the Statue of Liberty symbolism and the Truman Show itself. It's all there for people to see. It's just a matter of whether or not they could accept it or not. It seems like it's too much for most people to accept because it's dark, it's scary, but guess what? It's happening right in front of our eyes. Again, I want to thank some of the people over on the website who helped me decipher that. Atlantis quote, Television was the person's name, along with everybody else over there who was trying to figure it out with me. I want to thank everybody who is here for supporting the channel. Hopefully you'll share this. Hopefully people out there can understand that the imagery that you always see flashing in front of you when they do videos like this is subliminal programming. This is basic mind control 101. They didn't just pick this. Somebody just mashed this together and say, I'm going to mash some anime together with some people on a battlefield and you know, 4 horsemen of the apocalypse and the sun turning like black sackcloth. I mean, this is not at random. This is done deliberately, and they know that the majority of people are under a spell and they're not going to see it. I thank everybody for being here. Hope you're all doing well. God bless you and your families as always.